So we recorded an entire episode, and I didn't actually press record on the sound. So
Okay.
that episode is for shit.
That's great.
Well, we're warmed up now, though. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Good Spirits Project. I'm Leandro. This is Plex, ex-bartenders who are going to give you advice that you didn't ask for. We're moving kind of more into bar-related stuff. I was trying to kind of get away from bar-related stuff and just be like a bartender giving advice to, like, I don't know. The idea behind the channel was like, oh, someone's sitting across the bar from us and we give them advice. Because that happens a lot. As a bartender, you're behind the bar, you're making drinks. If it's slow enough, your regulars come in, they have a problem, they want to relate their problem to you, and you end up giving advice. But apparently we're giving advice about bartending.
Yeah. I mean, it's still
So today I picked a story off of Reddit. It's off of the bartender subreddit. Haven't read it. It is... why are you looking at me like that?
Because I thought you were making a pun.
Oh, I wasn't. No. It's just the bartender subreddit. I wasn't making a pun.
Okay.
I don't even know what that is.
Stop it.
I don't even know what that is. Okay. I'm going to have a sip of my beer.
Yeah, please. I can't believe we didn't record the audio for that entire episode.
I can. I can, baby. It's already 9 o'clock. Jesus Christ. Where does the time go?
I know.
All right. How to deal with a finicky GM.
Oh, man.
Ready?
Let's do it.
The bar I work in is odd in a way where every other server, bartender, kitchen worker has all worked together and with the same GM for 12 plus years. I have quite literally never experienced this in the service industry. I'm used to a revolving door where you make fast friends and fast frenemies, and you do your best to float above water and not cause any kind of stir unless absolutely necessary. My issue is the GM treats me radically different than the rest of his friends/employees. He has already given me a cash violation and said my next one is termination, no warning, etc. The night it happened, he had taken me off bar to serve because his friends came in and he wanted to be behind the bar, which happens often. The only reason he gets away with it is because he gives the bartenders the tips he makes while they serve. Which is actually completely illegal for him to take the tips anyway. He has to give them the tips. Because if he wants to play bartender, that's fine. But if you don't give him the tips and you take the tips as a manager, you're going to get fired. Wait, we were incredibly busy. I was triple at the same time that I had 4 tables closing out, on top of my 3 tables still midway through their meal. I prefer bartending over serving for multiple reasons, but the main one is that my ADHD operates better when everyone is sitting in front of me versus running around to a bunch of different tables, which I can completely relate to. Since I was so slammed, I accidentally switched checks for 2 tables close to each other. That happens. I got an intensely worded write-up while still having to pay the $5 difference, which I immediately offered to do, even though it's not technically required. He threatened to take me off bar if I didn't get it tight, because bar has to count down our drawers and we need to be trusted. I was literally in the effing weeds and had more tables than anyone else. My question is, how does everyone deal with the shitty GMs like this? And should I just cut my losses and find a different bar to tend? I love the other bartenders and servers here. The cooks are finally cool enough with me to sneak me treats, and I love the clientele. I feel like I found my perfect workspace, but with a less than perfect GM. And I'm dragging my feet finding another job, mostly because I don't want to start over. Understandable. I have some definite opinions about this.
I do too, but I'd like to hear yours first.
You'd like to hear mine first? I feel like I'm always doing the talking.
Are you serious? I literally, we just did an episode where I had to go through, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Here's the thing. If everybody else is getting along with the GM, but you're not, there's only 2 people that are right or wrong on this. Either you suck or he sucks. But everybody else in there has figured it out, except for you. You haven't figured out how to, I'm sorry to say this, but fondle his balls enough. Now, me personally, if I feel like I've been fondling enough balls here and he's not going to play ball, I'm going to go ahead and find another job, because no matter what you do, good or bad, anything bad is going to be just magnified
100%.
To the point. You know what I mean? And it's not worth it. So unless you learn to play ball, like, I would start looking for another job. Now, if you still want to stay there, because you said, you don't want to deal with that and try to find another job, which, I understand this economy or it's not fun walking into any place trying to get another job. Then you've got to learn how to make this guy feel like he's in charge and that you're listening to him, because that's really the thing. This GM is just trying to make sure that that he holds your job and your life in the balance. You know what I mean? Like he can do whatever he wants.
Right.
Whether you want to put up with that is, completely up to you.
I think that this person is a dead man or woman walking. I think that the GM has marked you for death, basically. The mistake that was made is a very common mistake. And if you're getting written up, it's because they're trying to get rid of you. It's because they want you out. Because they're just trying to figure out reasons to get rid of you. Now, I got to say that this GM seems like they might actually be kind of a dirty GM, Someone that wants to play bartender and get behind the bar when their friends are there. That seems to me like someone that drinks on shift. And honestly, if you wanted to go head to head with this GM, you might be able to figure out a way to get them terminated.
Yeah, the only thing that kind of is kind of like a red flag to me is that he does say that everybody else in there seems to be nice and awesome and get along with him fine and everything like that. So what are you doing that everybody else, what are you not doing that everybody else seems to be doing to make the GM not have them in his crosshairs? Do you see what I'm saying? That's the thing that I don't get. You can't be the only reason for no reason. You got to find out what that reason is.
Right.
And if you can.
But also, you got to understand that this person, I don't know if maybe you're forgetting this part, but the very first thing that this person says is that this crew has been a crew that's been working together for 12 plus years. This is a lot like where we used to work, where at one point, the newest employee was 5 years behind the bar there.
Right.
The newest employee was 5 years because people stayed, which means that it's a good job, which means
that's
they make
exactly
money.
What I mean. But the GM's the same, and the people that have been there so long, they figured it out. That's even more of an actual
Right, but it could
him.
also just be that the GM has just decided they didn't like this person for any number of, because we don't know what this person's personality is. And the GM could have just been like, I don't like this person. I don't jive with this person. And because they have such a tight-knit crew, the GM's probably just trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to get this person off my crew? Because I don't want them here because I don't like them.
You and I both have worked at places where in the beginning, the person in charge or actually the head bartender or the actual chef did not like us. And then we turned it around. You've definitely worked at places where you definitely was like,
I mean,
this
I've
guy
worked at
sucks.
places where the GM or at least the
anyone
bar
in charge,
lead,
yeah.
at least the head bartender or the program director did not like me, and I outlasted them to the point where then I became the program
Okay,
director.
you're not really helping what I'm saying, but you've also turned them around.
When? Who have I turned around?
No, turn around in a positive way.
No.
dickhead.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know that's what you're saying, but I can't think of one person that I sweet talked into liking me later.
I wouldn't say sweet
the only
talk, but
person
you
that's
worked it
ever
out.
happened with is Max.
No.
Where we
There's
hated each other to begin with, and then I finally realized, I figured him out, and then I was like,
Let me put it a
okay.
different way. It wasn't like figured out, but more like I'm going to still be who I am, but I'm going to work within the confines of whatever their parameters are and try to make it work, and it's worked. I don't
think I've done that.
You absolutely have. As a matter of fact,
as soon as you left Tony's, I got fired.
no,
Dude, almost immediately.
Absolutely, dude. I'm thinking of a particular person who does amazing cocktail work and stuff like that. Was very hard to work with.
I know who you're talking about.
So you can't tell me
know who
that.
you're talking
So
about.
I'm not saying that you absolutely. There's some places I've worked
I
at
just
where I was
dazzled
like,
her with my charm.
oh my god! But you still,
one
you see what I'm
time.
saying? But you doubled your efforts, and I'm wondering, is this person doubling his efforts because everybody else around has figured it out?
I realized that the person that you're talking. I mean, the thing is that I realized that the person that you're talking about is quirky and this is just their personality, and so I had to figure out a way to work within that.
1,000%.
But that also the only reason why I was able to do that was because I wasn't 6-7 years behind the bar. Like if
Right.
I had been confronted with that person after having worked in the industry for a long time, it would not have happened. It was only because I was green. I was like hungry. I really wanted to learn. I really appreciated because that person that you're talking about really opened my eyes to a lot of things and opened doors for me. And they were just as helpful as they were problematic.
How long had this person worked at this place?
Well, he
doesn't really say.
I don't want to assume that it's a guy because we don't know. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this person, I would give it more time. Is what I would do. I would start looking.
They don't say,
but
but it seems like they're obviously the newest one. And not only that, they said, I've never worked in a place, I've never experienced this in the hospitality industry. So every other job that this person has had has been like a revolving door of people. And that's true. Like most of hospitality workers are like in a job for a year. They go to another restaurant or bar. They go to another restaurant or bar.
Means that
and they travel around.
Are there because they want to be.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They want to be for like
for whatever reason.
I mean, maybe because the thing is that to me it seems like a GM. Here's the thing. Maybe the person who wrote this has like really crazy like personality problems or something. But a GM writing up a person for switching tabs by accident and then also making it right by paying the difference is a person that just wants to get rid of somebody.
True.
It's not that's not a write-upable offense. That's not a like gross.
It's not gross negligence.
It's
You're
not
right.
gross negligence. It's not like an abuse of your job. It's not gross negligence. You're not doing crazy things happen in the bar industry. That's not one of them. So, there's like a lot worse shit that goes on in the bar industry.
I would say he's targeting him, but I would say I would double my efforts to try to make this guy like me or girl like me and see what happens. Because there's
honestly,
that's
my
kicking
advice
them in
is
there.
to leave, honestly, because you could kill yourself trying to please this person and have it fall flat and then it's done.
But if if you've worked, because I've worked in places where I was like, this place is hell. Like the first opportunity I get, I'm out the door. But had I done that for real, I wouldn't have learned half as much how to deal with like adversity and crappy and really didn't understand what it really is like to run at certain places. And honestly,
good point.
It pushed me to actually be better because somebody was actually on my ass. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, to the point that you couldn't tear the tape, you had to cut.
What's crazy about this is that it seems also like they only get one write-up and then it's termination the next time.
Yeah, I honestly,
don't write-ups come in threes?
Yeah, I think it's more
like, I'm going to write you up. Next time you do it, it's termination. Like, because also like when I got fired from Tony's, it's like a similar thing that happened with me at Tony's.
Right.
And it was like a whole new system.
Right.
And I messed up one time, and then that fool fired
But that
me.
wasn't. But that was
like
more,
with no write up. I just.
But
got
that
fired.
was more. That was more cleaning house, and you know that because everybody that got cleaned out. Do you see what I'm saying? Is what my opinion is.
No, it was definitely cleaning house.
Yeah.
It almost got me fired from my other job though too.
I know, but now look at you. Look at you. Look at you.
I know it's still smarts though. And then that motherfucker wanted to like
stop.
No, then that motherfucker wanted to friend me on social media. I was like, really?
I think you should.
Are we friends?
You're supposed to grow and be.
Well, I know that's what you're supposed to do.
I know. Everyone gets done dirty, but I would say, yeah, I would double my efforts, but start looking for another job.
All right, I think we're in agreement.
Yeah, I do.
Look at that. Look at that. Power Rangers unite.
Wow.
I'm
the Yellow Ranger, bro. I'm not the Black Ranger like you'd think.
That's not what I was thinking.
It totally was.
I was like,
you know what? We're going to shut up before we
I was
really
like,
get in trouble.
Plex is the Pink Ranger.
I'm fine with that. It's 2025, right? So what am I going to say?
All right, guys. Well, that's it. Welcome. No, not welcome. We already welcomed people for in. Now we're going to just say thank you for stopping by. If you like this channel, hit like, hit subscribe. It goes a long way. There's only 44 of you. Maybe there will be 50.
Maybe.
I thought we were going to have 50 by the second episode. We are 5 episodes in, no, 4. And we have 44 subscribers. So, I don't know. I think that it's just people from Barfly, take pity on me and subscribe.
Hey, we'll take it.
61 views on our last one.
Yes.
We actually went down. We got 217 views on the first one, 77 views on the second one, 61 views on the last one. Maybe this one will get 42. Who knows?
I love
All right. Yeah. If you guys have problems that you want us to solve it, if you got a problem, I'll solve it. Just,
oh my God.
just send us a DM. No, put it in the comment. No, email us at goodspiritspod@gmail.com. And definitely hit like and subscribe. I won't do that again. I promise.
No, you have to do it all the time.
All right. Good night.
Thank you.